The day you find a private lender is the day your life changes. No, that's not hyperbole. Whether it takes you 2 months or 2 years, finding that private lender will literally change your life and change your real estate investing games. It'll open up the floodgate and give you any option to do whatever you want. In this video, I'm going to talk about why you need to find a private lender, but more importantly, where you can go to actually find them and how you can get them. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you 4 tips or 4 things you can tell a private money lender to close them, and also maybe even get a little less interest charged to you. Before I do, make sure to hit that like button. Trust me, hit it. Every time I post a video on TikTok or Instagram showing an example of one of my latest rental properties, I reference my private money lender and how I use their money and none of my own, and how I make it work, and how I have bought $16 million worth of real estate without using any of my own money. My comments and my DMs get filled up with, where can I find a private money lender? My private money lender's name's Steve, one of them, and I talk about him quite a bit, and they're always saying, where's Steve? Where can I find my Steve? So that was kind of the genesis of this video. I wanted to have one place where I could point you to say, here is where you can find your Steve. Here is where you can find your private lender.
Come on, man. I'll be your Doug.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Why do you need a private lender? Well, since you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're interested in real estate investing, and having a private lender makes real estate investing so much easier. Having money, being able to offer all cash, you see that a lot, is because people have private lenders, sometimes hard money lenders, but usually private lenders. You don't need money to invest in real estate, as you'll see in this video above that I just posted about how to buy real estate without any money or credit. However, obviously, having access to hundreds of thousands of dollars or more of cash will make your life easier. Before I talk about who private lenders are and then eventually where to find them, just know that private lenders aren't giving you money. They are lending you money. Usually they will give you a certain amount of money and then you'll have to pay them 8 to 12%. So just know that the money that they're lending you does have a cost to it. We're going to account for that in our deals. It's not really that big of a deal. It's just a part of doing business, but that's what they get out of it. Just wanted to get that out there. They get 8 to 12%, usually, sometimes less, return on their money. So that part is a great investment for them. Private lenders are people, not corporations, not big companies. That's why they're awesome, because there's flexibility with them. You just have a relationship with them. They're usually an acquaintance or maybe acquaintance of an acquaintance. They're usually not always right in your inner circle. Lots of times they're, you know, your parents' boss or your grandma's neighbor or your uncle's friend. It's usually not a rich uncle or a rich relative. If you have rich relatives, awesome. Go talk to them, help them make money and help them help you. But most people, including myself, didn't have that. So you have to go outside of that to find your private lender. And they're not usually people that have hundreds of millions or tens of millions or maybe even millions of dollars. They're usually people that just have some extra money. They like real estate. They want to invest in real estate, but they don't have the time, money, or knowledge to do it. They understand it's a good investment and they trust and understand you. So they're willing to give you money to get a safe return on that investment. Kind of a diversification play for a lot of them. I've talked to a lot of private lenders recently. Stock market's super high. They just want to take out, you know, a couple $100,000 of their portfolio and put that in real estate. It's a great example of people that you'll be coming across after you watch this video. Before I show you where to find these private lenders, just know you don't need private lenders to invest. I don't want you to sit and wait to invest until you find a private lender, because it might take a little time, even though it's worth it, but go out and invest wholesale, use hard money lenders, fix and flip, start to invest in real estate. It'll make a private lender more likely to invest in you because you've had successful deals and been successful. It'll also give you some things to talk about, which I'm going to get to here in a minute. It'll just get the ball rolling and start your investing career right now, so you're not just waiting for that private lender's money, because you can do a lot without it. The first thing you're going to do is go through your phone. Now, you maybe already thought of that, but this is the first step that a lot of my students do. It doesn't always work for them, but surprisingly, sometimes it does. People just think they don't know people that have money. Go through their phone, they just glance at it, they don't text anybody. I don't know anybody that has money. Well, you need to go out and reach out to these people. You need to call them, text them. They're your friends or acquaintances. Just talk about what you wanted to do. This is what I mentioned earlier. If you're already starting to actively invest in wholesale and do things that don't require money or using hard money, you can talk about that and show your successes. You'd be shocked at how many of your friends or people you know might have a rich uncle or might have somebody that has some extra money that you don't know about. So people aren't going to find you or lend you money if they don't know you're looking. So just start simple. simply in your phone. So no one's going to give you money if they don't know you're looking and they don't know you're actively investing. So one of those things you want to do after you go through your phone, hopefully you got a good lead source or two through that you can follow up on, is post on Instagram, post on Facebook, talk about it at parties, when you're out with your friends, when you're doing whatever, talk about it. Get excited. This is the number one way people find private money lenders, is being active, talking about it, being excited, just talking about real estate nonstop, a certain deal you're working on, a certain wholesale lead you're working on, whatever it is. People will come to you eventually, but they won't unless they know that you're actually doing it. So talk about it all the time. Don't be obnoxious about it. But if you're working on a deal or done well, post about it on Instagram, a couple times a month, or post about it on your Facebook. Just get it out there that you're actively investing in real estate, and people will come to you. I can pretty much guarantee it. I say this to all my students. I get a little bit of those eye rolls as I tell a few of them at the beginning. But just in the last month or two, I've had 2 or 3 students come up to me and say, "You were right." One of them had an insurance agent. Their insurance agent was, in his early 60s, getting ready to retire, didn't have a ton of money, but had a decent amount of money, saw that he was active, saw that he was doing a few deals, and ended up offering him a couple $100,000 at 10%, and he took it, and now he has a private money lender. Another student, he had his CPA that he had with his full-time job that did his taxes and started to do his real estate. He had already done a few things. He had another private lender and a hard money lender, so he had other options, but his CPA approached him with $150,000 that he was willing to use at 8%. So you would just be surprised at the people that will approach you, but you got to get it out there. You're probably not going to go through your phone and text and get a $500,000 private money lender. However, if you're talking about it and being active and patient, like I said at the beginning of the video, it could take 2 months or 2 years. They will find you almost every single week, or at least a couple times a month. I have my students coming up to me and saying, "You were right, so I'm right." So last month at our local real estate investing meetup, which you should be going to, we had 3 separate private lenders get up in front of the room and say, "I have some extra money. I'm willing to lend out on the purchase and rehab." And they were swarmed after they got up on stage, of course. But go to your local meetups. There's hard money lenders there, but lots of times there's private money lenders there as well. They might not get up on stage and talk, but they are there. So ask around and always be looking. And you might be talking to somebody who had just talked to a private money lender, and they'll point you in that direction. So go out and be active. You're not going to get a private money lender that will change your life just by taking a little action. You have to talk about it, go through your phone, post on Facebook, go to these meetups, get out there and let people know you're looking, and they'll come to you. Before I tell you the 4 things that you can tell your private money lender to close the deal and maybe even get a little less interest, just know that you can't just go out and post on Facebook, "I'm looking for private money lenders." There are laws. You have to have a pre-existing relationship with somebody. So, an acquaintance or a friend or somebody like that, or somebody that you meet somewhere, you have to have a developed relationship with them to legally borrow money from them. You can't just go out and ask for money from anybody on the street. There's laws and things behind that. Not going to go into those details. You'd have to start a fund and go after accredited investors, things like that. Part of developing these relationships is gaining trust, but it's also the legal way to do it. Here are the 4 things you can tell your private money lender in that meeting to make them feel super secure in their investment and make it seem like a no-brainer, and maybe even allow you to negotiate a little bit and maybe get 8% off the bat instead of 10. When I started, we were paying 12%. Now we got it down to that 6 to 8% range because we've proven ourselves. The first thing you tell them is you are going to personally guarantee the loan. Yes, you're putting your butt on the line. You're having some skin in the game. You hopefully probably have an LLC that you're working through, but you are going to personally sign a personal guarantee document stating that no matter what happens, you are personally liable for the debt. I still do it on every single loan that I do. It's just something you have to do, and it gives them a lot of security knowing that you're putting your business on the line and your personal blood on the line. Number 2, you're going to list them as an additional insured on the insurance certificate, meaning if the house burned down or something bad happens, when the insurance company writes the check, because you're going to get insurance on your investment, they will write your name and the additional insured on there, so they will have access to those funds. Just makes them feel a little more secure in case something goes wrong. Number 3, allow them to have a mortgage lien or be on the deed of the property. This allows them to feel even more secure in case you got hit by a bus or something happened or they had to foreclose. They have a legal path to do that because you're allowing them to have a lien on the property, and they're going to take that lien off. The title company will take care of all of that. They're going to take that lien off when they get their money back at the closing table. The 4th thing that you give them is a promissory note. Your LLC is promising to pay them. It lays out the terms, where people can sue each other, all that kind of stuff. You can find these legal documents online. If you give them those 4 reasons, those 4 securities, that should make them feel super secure in that investment. They're not getting those 4 documents when they have their money in the IRA or their 401k or the stock market or crypto, whatever else they're investing in, they're not getting those 4 levels of security. So just by giving them that much security, it might allow you to negotiate down a little bit. Hopefully it should at least help you close the deal. If you saw any value in this video, please make sure to subscribe to this video and hit that notification bell. That's super important because I go live on here. We post 2 videos a week on here, and it'll allow you to get notified when new stuff comes out, and we can interact on a live. See you on the next one.